In this video, we're gonna be installing a 9 Lives Racing front splitter on our C5 Z06 Corvette. So behind me, you'll see it sitting right here. So I actually did wrap this. So it came looking like this mahogany, burgundy looking color. And I went ahead and wrapped it before getting started because I think that looks a hell of a lot better. But that's the front splitter. And then we've got the 2 brackets right here. And then the support brackets, all of our hardware. No instructions, but it has just a simple template, and we got to drill these 4 holes in the frame. So we're gonna cut these templates out, and then we're gonna take these over. It's gonna go on the inside of the frame rail. So reason being, it's almost 30 inches from here to there, and that's the width of our uprights for the splitter. So I'm gonna get this in here, get that situated, and then we'll drill our 4 holes right there. So we just put our riv certs, nut certs into the frame here, and then I've got these drilled out. We ended up using a 25/64 drill bit, and then we're putting them in with a riv cert gun. If you guys don't have one of these, I'll link one down below for you. They're fairly affordable on Amazon, so I'll link that for you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and insert these, and then we can get onto the brackets. All right, so the brackets are now mounted. You'll see them here. So I have them in the highest position as well. So that's there, that one's there. And then as far as other things, I have a aftermarket lower radiator support, so I'm not sure if you guys will need to, but you can see how close it comes to here. So I ended up notching out the back of this. I don't know if the factory one is this close or not, or just the fact that mine's aftermarket, but I ended up trimming down here, and then I just cut out, you can see a little square portion out of the back because it had this tab here. Same thing with this side. I cut that out so that it can swing fully over there. So that's there like that. What I'm doing right now is I'm trimming up those little tabs. If you guys have ever taken off a C5 Corvette bumper, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I trimmed this off because I was tired of having to like flip this tab over here. There's a little flap that kind of goes there, and it's just even more annoying with this brace here. What I am noticing though is I'm probably gonna have to trim some off the side of here, as you can maybe see right here. So we will have to take a little bit out of here. Right now my bracket's kicked out this way, and the bumper's holding it from going that way. So I'm gonna take, I'd say maybe like 1/4 inch off the side of this tab. Same thing with this. I don't know if you guys can see it, it's kicked out this way. Probably take off about a 1/4 inch here, all the way back. And if you're wondering what I'm cutting it with, I just got the multi-tool with the wooden plastics bit on it and just cutting directly straight. All right, so maybe I cut a little bit more than 1/4 inch. I would say maybe closer to 1/2 inch, but it seems to be pretty good because now this is standing straight up and down. So some small adjustments might be necessary. I'm gonna do the same thing to this one so we can straighten this out. All right, so I don't know if your car is gonna be the same, but I'm realizing that that hole that went to is what I also had to remove. So I am going to just take this whole strip out of here. So this strip no longer has a tab to mount to, but whatever, I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so I'm liking the way it's coming out. This is in the highest position, which is where I want to run it, because I don't wanna have a ton of issues getting this thing into the trailer and whatnot. It already sits substantially lower than the front of the car. So one thing I will point out though is those kind of deflectors, those air deflectors that go underneath there, you'll notice that I have them removed. What I think I'm gonna do is there's still quite a bit of gap there, so I'm gonna have to trim them. So it's gonna be a lot of trial and error, but those air dams or deflectors, I'm gonna trim them. It's gonna have to go from wider to skinnier over there. And that way they just kind of block some of the air from going straight through right there, as you can see. Trying to debate what to do as far as my air dam that goes in here for the cooling that, you know, shrouds to here, because we're gonna get quite a bit of air ramming in through here. I also, with these Z06 ducts, I like that I can see straight through to the radiator there. And then I have this open, I have my oil cooler here, and I can see straight through there. So I don't know, I might play with how I'm gonna channel the air with this, but so far I think we'll be okay. I'm just gonna have to decide how I wanna direct it. What I'm gonna do now, pop the front bumper off. We still got our side supports to put on here. I wanna keep my Z06 brake ducts, so I'm gonna see how I decide to incorporate that. I might try to drill a hole through this wheel liner here. It's fiberglass, so it's got quite a bit of strength to it, and I was looking earlier, I think I can actually go straight from there to there. The only thing I'm seeing now is you probably have to notch out this, so I'm not sure how this is all going to work out, because where this hole is where the bumper is, so I'd have to substantially carve out the bumper. So I don't know, let me mess with it and show you guys what I come up with. All right guys, so I got the support on the ends here. It seems plenty sturdy. Only thing might be I may need to add a little bit of lateral support, like side to side, but I honestly think once we put the bumper in there with that piece that we trimmed out to fit right between there, I think that's going to get rid of a lot of this side to side play, because everything is just upright right now. The one that would go over here might have helped that a little bit, but I don't even know that it would 100% help with the angle that it'd be on. So we'll see. I think once we put that bumper in there with that plastic piece, that should stiffen us up left to right. But I went ahead and did the same thing, like say here. So essentially what I did was I drilled a hole 1 inch back, did it the same way. There was a couple of these extra in the kit, so I used one of those, drilled a hole through here, and then if for some reason later, I don't think it's going to be a case like this is flexing more than anything moving up here, but I can always weld a tab to here and put that there. It won't be that hard because this is all triangulated off of the frame there, so if I need to go to steel later I can, but for now I think that'll be plenty strong. Like I said, this is moving substantially more than anything over here, so it should be okay. So that's that part. Let me go ahead, get this bumper back on and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so I got the bumper back on. I did have to cut around the bracket. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but you will have to cut around that bracket no matter which way you put it. And one of the tabs ends up being right there that holds that little plastic thing on there. So I'm gonna end up building those, so I'll end up trimming those out, but I'm sure you guys can handle that much if you're tackling a project like this. I've also seen some people that what they will build, like, and you can see they will rivet it like a straight shield right here. So maybe I'll do something like that at some point too, but for now I think it should be good. I also want to build some sort of flap to connect to this and go up to the radiator, so that when the air gets drawn in through here, that it actually goes up and directed to the radiator instead of just straight through and jammed in the back. So I'm gonna make that happen, but she is solid on here. And like I suspected, once we got the bumper on here, all of our lateral side to side is eliminated now. So everything is just super solid now. So let's get this down and see how it looks. All right guys, so here is the front splitter all installed. So overall, pretty happy with it, but I am gonna have to make some sort of piece that goes between the bumper and there to block off this, because we are effectively losing a bunch of downforce through that gap. So I'm gonna make that, but other than that, you are gonna have to kind of tailor it to your car on this. There was some stuff that we had to kind of modify, change, and whatnot. The other thing I wanted to point out is the reason why I ended up turning that bracket was because if I had left the bracket in the original spot, we would have had to cut the factory Z06 brake ducts. So with moving it, I didn't have to cut or alter the factory Z06 brake ducts that are running all the way through. I was able to go around that and still get the support that we needed on the side. So that was the reason for doing that. Or if you want to leave it in the original location, you can cut the brake duct, but then you're causing an obstruction of the airflow to your braking. So that's gonna be it for the install. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out other videos on the channel if you guys are into this type of thing. We also did the hood vents, and we also did the rear wing install from 9 Lives as well. We did this MSD atomic intake with the newer style coil packs and Holley tall valve covers. So lots of stuff on this channel. See you guys on the next video.